This is an Icon Ministry production with the support of our ministry partners and donors.
Christ is King. What does that mean? He's the King of you and I. He's the King of all those who submit to him. Jesus Christ is Lord of all to those who submit to him. Now, this is clearly evident when the faithful of God gather at Mass. And I just want to say a little word about Holy Mass, because there are different parts of the liturgy, and I think the second part of the liturgy talks about the kingship of Christ, because the kingship of Christ is only as powerful as our unity together. Jesus says that when there is a sign of us living together, loving one another, then the world will know that he is King. Let's take the liturgy. The beginning of the liturgy is the welcome. The priest welcomes everybody into the liturgy. Then the word of God is spoken. The bread is given for the people to understand, to be nourished. But then straight after the homily, what do I do next? We proclaim the Creed. The Creed is the beginning of the signs of unity. How is the Creed a sign of unity? I don't know if you've ever been to the Holy Land, but I go to the Holy Land every now and then. And one of the things that happens is that you go to the Wailing Wall, the place where the temple is. But on top of the Wailing Wall is this mosque called Al-Aqsa. Now, this is probably the second most holy mosque in the world, but it is different to any other mosque because no one can go in unless you are Muslim. Unless you are a Muslim, they just won't let you in. What if you say, Father, I dress up as a Muslim, I can wear a burqa and walk in? No, they won't let you in. Why? Because the minute you step at the door, they're going to ask you to quote the Quran. They're going to ask you 3 questions, and you have to quote the Quran in Arabic. And most of us don't know. Maybe if you're an intellectual scholar, maybe you'd know it, you'd get in, but most won't get in. Now think about this in the eyes of the Creed. Now, the 2nd century, the Jews were petrified, especially the Christians, those who gave their life to God, who were under the kingship of Christ. They were terrified, and they were locked in these rooms where there were thick metal doors, and someone would knock at the door, and they'd shake in their boots, and they would open the peepholes so they could see through. And they would ask a question. Okay, if you want to come in, you have to quote the Apostles' Creed. That was the way they could show that they were Christians. That was the way, the open door into the unity with the other Christians. There is nothing that happens in the liturgy that is for nothing. When we proclaim our faith, we're doing it because the people around us together, those who are on our left and on our right, behind us, in front of us, believe the same thing. It was the open door. So when we proclaim the Creed the next time, this is an act of unity. This is an act of surrender, because there will be things that we are not sure of, things that we doubt, but yet we trust the church. We trust Christ the King who brings us together. So let us now together proclaim what we believe in.
This production is only made possible because of the generous support of Icon Ministry partners and donors. Please go to iconministry.com/support to make a donation.